So good options in game week 3 from Mohamed Naguib. We're going to have a look at the fixtures. And I mean, off the top of my head, I should have a good idea of who's in form and who isn't. So we've got Huddersfield versus Cardiff. I mean, if you have a Huddersfield player, this may be a time when they bounce back. But I mean, you're not going to bring a Huddersfield player in for just one game. Liverpool have Brighton, so that's at home. I think you've got Salah, Mane, great options. Firmino, we'll have to see how he does tonight, but I think Salah and Mane are the best options. Defence, I mean, we all know what Liverpool is capable of. Robertson's probably the best defensive option. As we go back to this. So, yeah, I'd say Liverpool, you're looking at Brighton Hove Albion, at home, should be easy points for Liverpool players. You then got Cardiff against Huddersfield, so that could go either way. If you've got a Cardiff defender, they could maybe get a clean sheet again, but be careful if you tried Peltier because he got dropped, of course, in game week 2. We've got Burnley against Fulham, so if you've got Goodmanson, if you've got Wood, potentially their defenders, Tarkowski, me, Loughton, Ward. Those are the kind of players I'd look at Burnley. If you're playing a wild card, I wouldn't necessarily think these are going to be your prioritised transfers at this stage in the game as a Burnley player. Bournemouth have Everton. Callum Wilson has looked very good. And then Everton have Bournemouth, of course. So, Richarlison, Wilson, I can see goals in that game. Both sides have conceded goals. Bournemouth probably looking defensively a little bit better than Everton, but to be honest, it's Bournemouth, so both sides I don't think have a good defence, so I could see that game having a lot of goals. I wouldn't necessarily play an Everton centre-back. Maybe their wing-backs, you can play full-backs, Coleman and Baines. As for Bournemouth, Wilson looks the main man. I did like the look of Brooks, though, as well. Arsenal have West Ham. Arsenal's fixtures now get very, very easy, but you all know that. The player I like the look of the most out of Arsenal at the moment is Mkhitaryan. He's played in both games. There is still the chance of rotation now that the fixtures are easier. Is Lacazette and Aubameyang going to start? My money on the form that I've seen would be Özil gets dropped, and we have Mkhitaryan, Aubameyang and Lacazette. But that's my guess. I wouldn't put it past West Ham to score against Arsenal, though, so I wouldn't go for any Arsenal defenders. Leicester Southampton could go either way, but we know Maddison looks good for Leicester. Not great underlying stats last game week, though, game week 2. Southampton, you've got Danny Ings looking like the best option there. Cedric had a decent attempt at goal during his game, so Cedric may be an option if you're looking for a cheap defender. Watford Crystal Palace is very interesting. Again, depending on how Crystal Palace do tonight, I could see that game going either way, but Watford with Deeney and Andre Gray look very, very dangerous right now, as those two seem to be starting to click really well together. And that's probably where I would look at your points. You've got Tottenham, Man United. I fancy Spurs to win this, even though it's away, but that's just because of what I saw from Man United against Brighton. Potentially Man United could do better. Chelsea have Newcastle. It is away, but Chelsea on their current form. I can imagine Alonso, Pedro, Hazard, plenty of options in that Chelsea side. And then that's probably where I'll be looking for my transfers. So hopefully that covered pretty much every single option that you could consider there.